Quite a few.
They do, yeah.
Probably 100.
Yeah, 100.
No,
There's people trying to run me over in the streets.
Exactly.
not just that.
No, it isn't.
Okay. Okay, and we're here. Good evening. Welcome to Oxford Town Council meeting for Monday, June 26, 2023. Before we begin the meeting, a couple of announcements. The transfer station will be open this Wednesday instead of Saturday, due to it being Canada Day. And the hours this Wednesday will be from 11 till 7. So it will be 11 to 7 on Wednesday and Thursday, and on Friday, it will be 8:30 to 4:30. Also, this will be the last regular meeting of Oxford Town Council until September. We take a summer recess, just like Parliament. We've got an announcement here. The Accessibility Committee will be meeting Wednesday night at 6 p.m. here in Council Chambers. It should be a short meeting, so those of you who don't want to get up to see the graduation, you should have time. We hope to see a draft for the town for the Oxford Accessibility Plan. Also, congratulations to the graduating class of 2023 from us here at Oxford Town Council. I'd like to call this meeting to order. I need a motion for approval on the agenda.
So moved.
Second. Moved and seconded. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. You've all got copies of the previous council minutes from May 23rd. Any errors or omissions? Any errors or omissions from the special council meeting minutes from June 12th, 2023? Okay, then approved as submitted then. On to new business. First up, asset management policy, Linda Cloney.
Thank you. So in your package, there's been the asset management policy has been submitted. We also talked about it briefly at our last meeting of the Committee of the Whole. The purpose of the asset management policy is to improve the long-term sustainability of our infrastructure. This provides a consistent framework for service delivery and infrastructure planning. It provides guidance to council and staff to develop transparent and accountable processes to demonstrate the legitimacy of decision-making, which combines strategic plans, budgets, service levels, and risks. Recently, we just applied for the PSAP grant, and I came to realize how important a document like this was, and that we had something like that drafted as part of our research with our asset management. So I would like to ask council to consider approving and adopting this policy as it is presented.
Anyone have any questions for Linda? Councillor Canning then?
That the council of the town of Oxford adopts the asset management policy as presented.
Do we have a seconder?
I'll second that.
All those in favor, please. Aye. Motion carried. Next up, engineering services proposal.
Okay, thank you. I'll take that.
Yeah.
So with that, Oxford's approval for operation of the water treatment facility, approval number 2009-066-28202, requires that we submit a source water protection plan. This includes an implementation schedule as well, and it's based on the Department of Environment and Climate Change's developing a municipal source water protection plan, which is a guide for water utilities and municipalities. And once this is put together, it then gets reviewed and deemed acceptable by the department. This is an overdue item and was brought to our attention from the Department of Environment and Climate Change. So the staff quickly sought out for services and was in touch with Dillon Consulting, as they were very familiar with our water treatment facility. And then we informally reached out to council to get a quick okay, as we needed to get the work done straight away. The source water protection plan will need the skill set that Dillon Consulting offers to be completed correctly and efficiently. So in the package is a proposal from Dillon Consulting detailing in great detail, but the amount for the services is $29,700 before tax. This item is slotted to come out of our water operation budget.
Anyone have any questions? Councillor Colborne. Can you make a
I'd like to
motion?
move that the council of the town of Oxford enter an agreement with Dell Consulting Limited to provide engineering and environmental regulatory support, the update of the source water protection plan for the town of Oxford water supply system, as per the water treatment facility approval number 2009-066282-02 in the sum of $29,700 plus tax.
We have a seconder.
I second that.
Okay, you've all heard the motion, any questions? All those in favor, say aye. Aye. Motion carried. Thank you. Next up, appointment of Brian Wood as fire inspector and building official for the town of Oxford. Linda?
Okay, thank you, your worship. So it was brought to our attention that Monty Madison, who has been a building official and fire inspector for the town of Oxford that works out of the municipality of the county, has retired. So an opening came up and Brian Wood has joined the team. He has a level 2 building official and he's a fire inspector. He has previously served the town of Amherst as well as the county of Cumberland. So we are asking for tonight for us to arrange to have Brian appointed as a fire inspector and building official along with the others for the town of Oxford.
Councilor McDonald?
I move that the council of the town of Oxford appoint Brian Wood as an employee of the municipality of the county of Cumberland as fire and building official for the town of Oxford.
Seconder? All those in favor? Motion carried. Next up, draft for 2023-24 budgets. We're going to turn the floor over to our financial wizard, Ruthann.
Okay, thank you. Okay, there's 3 budgets here, and they've all been reviewed by our audit committee. We've had a couple of meetings with the audit committee and gone through them line by line in great detail. So I'm not going to go through them all in great detail tonight, but if anyone sees something they want to question, let me know.
And may I just put a plug in that this is available on our website for public's review, if anybody wants to sign in on the website.
Okay. So the first budget is the big one. It's for the capital projects that need to be done this year. And the first column is your estimated costs. And then the other columns are where the money's coming from. Basically, you see listed all the major projects. We have the town hall roof, we have some land purchase, sidewalks, trails. We had to purchase a new public works truck as well as a replacement for the backhoe. There's wastewater pump in case one breaks. That may not happen, but if it does, the money's there for it. There's also a fire truck. They've been wanting a new fire truck for a few years now. We had one for this year, but we'd have to take a loan out on it, so we're suggesting that maybe for this year, if they could find a used one that will suffice until next year. We do have a loan that is coming due next year, and that might be the good time to take out a loan on a new fire truck at that point. We've been in contact with First Service, so
They've seen a couple that something might be available at this cost, that the other one's coming to expire.
we would still have to take a loan out for any type of fire truck. I know they're in a desperate need for something more than what they have. They've had a lot of breakage going on there, so. So we even with the used ones, it would have to be debt serviced. The other big project that we have, hopefully we can do this year, it may get pushed to next year, is the water main replacement for Founder Street, much needed. And along with this will be, once the water main is replaced, it will be paved. So that's why there's no money up top for paving. If this project goes through, that will be all paving. If the project doesn't go through, we will put some money out for paving somewhere else, but not there because we want to get the water main replaced before we pave. So basically there's if all goes as planned, which if we do not get the funding for the big project for the water main replacement, that will not go ahead because we don't have the funds to go ahead with it without more provincial and federal funding. So hopefully get that. I did divide the truck and the backhoe. The cost of both of those items are divided 50-50 between the water capital budget and our capital reserves, because we use those equally for those two things. So for $1.3 million worth of projects we hope to get done this year. Of course, that is dependent on more funding coming forth too, so. Any questions?
I do have a question.
Yeah.
When do negotiations start with the county on the fire percentage?
This summer,
This summer?
yes.
I mean, that
Working with Bruce.
potentially could impact that line there somewhere.
Yeah.
I mean, so do we have a date on that yet?
No, we're working on, just working together with the staff, and then we'll bring it to council for consideration of the negotiations.
Did the old agreement have an expiry date on it?
No, there's no set, it just keeps going, so
Okay.
where it was at the fiscal end, we can start the negotiation now for next year's,
Okay,
yes.
that's good.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
The water main replacement on Foundry Street,
Yes.
where did that number come from? Did Porter Dillon come up with that number, or?
That number came from, that's not the Dillon, although we have a quote out for them to give us a quote. That came from that asset management program, the engineer who gave us estimated cost. There's also, even though that program was done a couple of years ago, we talked to him just recently and we added the extra inflation costs on that he predicted.
The reason I asked that question is because I see they got down there from Hamble Street to the end of Foundry.
Yes.
Well, a lot of that section has already been replaced. From
Yeah.
Hamble Street up to where Carmen Parks used to live, that line's already been replaced. Why would we tear that up and replace it again?
It had to do with the size of the pipe, and the size of pipe that they would replace now would be a bigger size. And so to have proper flow of the water. This engineer that I spoke with, he did have it out in the map about, and he saw the size of the pipe in that new spot, that new section. Remember we went over that with him? And we were talking about that, like why replace that new section? Because the section before it was, I believe, a smaller size pipe.
Yeah,
And
there's
then it
different
went
sizes.
into a bigger and then into a smaller. I'd have to look at it again.
It went from 8 inch to 4 inch. That's what it went. That's the size it went to. It's
There's
8
a
inch-
2
it's 8
inch
inch
there
off the first-
somewhere.
That's way up at the end.
Yeah, so,
Because it's to promote, to bid any development, if any new houses decide to move in, you want to be able to provide the full service, and so
in
we
the
need a
fire
certain standard.
hydrant too was the issue
If
of
they put in
hooking
fire
fire
hydrant.
service into that.
Okay,
Is you had to have the bigger size pipe for fire service. That
So,
was-
but we are waiting for Dylan to
Oh,
make
yes,
a
yeah,
recommendation.
Yeah, I mean,
Exactly.
it could be lower, it could be higher, that was just his guess
Yeah.
now with that length.
Well, we know what Duke Street costs.
Yeah.
So that's the longer distance than Duke Street.
Yeah,
And that was pre-COVID dollars, was it not?
yeah, but there's no sewer on Foundry.
Oh, okay,
Yeah, there's just the water.
okay.
They didn't replace.
And there's
the-
fewer hookups. And, so there is, that to be considered.
Yeah, there's one of those different factors.
And the fella at the very end of water has very poor
No, excuse me, it's Foundry, isn't it?
foundry, sorry. I was thinking water. Was having
It's got
trouble
air,
with air in there, and they're putting a valve on that, and, yeah, so.
Few uniqueness
So, I mean,
here.
that's just a budget number is all it is.
Yeah.
Could change.
Oh, that could change.
It was just putting a number in there with an asset management engineer. Albert, with us.
Yeah, we just needed a number, and Dylan would tell us to, like, they would have the same maps, they, actually, this asset management program, they got the maps from Dylan. And then we went down and reviewed all the maps, and they did have in there where that had been replaced, but it was still what was it, 2,000? Is that pipe put in there, Brenton? Yeah, so,
But that's, as far as the timeline, that's
Yeah.
nothing.
no, because they give a 70-year value to those
Yeah.
pipes, I mean, so that'd be fairly new. But I think it had to do with the hookup, the 3 different size pipes, so.
And Dylan, they would have the engineer, like we would have the discussions and involve
Yeah,
council
the same,
in that, so.
the
Yeah.
detailed discussion with
Yeah.
them. We just needed something to put down here to get a project on the go if we
And if Dylan doesn't do the work, right, then we would have to go for quotes and stuff for someone to actually physically do it.
Mhm.
And then take the lowest of the.
Yeah, you still do that, but you have to have an actual number to go with, so.
In order to get into the next phase of the funding, right? So what we
Yeah.
needed this first phase, which is what we applied for the PSAP for the engineering design. And then we applied for the second, that would give us, so we can go into the next step for funding of the federal, so 2-step process.
And this, on that asset management program, was one of the streets suggested to do in the 5-year plan, but it was later on, but since
Water
we
breaks.
had a lot of water breaks there, it was pushed up from doing the Main Street here.
Main
Well, the
dam.
reason they have so much trouble up there is because it's cheap plastic pipe that was put in probably 100 years ago. It's not good pipe, it was cheap stuff, so, I mean, it's just a miracle it lasted that long.
Yeah,
It just got, that cheap plastic was brittle after a few years.
Yeah.
So,
and once you patch it so many times. Anyway, that's, so, any other questions?
So I move that the town of Oxford approve the 2023-2024 capital budget as presented.
Do we have a seconder? Seconded, all those in favor, motion, please raise a hand, say aye. Aye. Motion carried. Next up, draft general operating budget for 23-24.
Okay, so this is the long one. So, again, I'm not gonna go through every line. Basically, we do have more revenue this year. Valuations have gone up all over the place, not just Oxford, but they've gone up by 10%, so that creates more of a tax base for us, which is muchly needed because our expenses have gone up 7.5%. And so in this budget, it was suggested, as other municipalities have done as well, is you increase your expenses 7.5 from the previous year. And so basically, I did that for all the items, went from what's expected to be our year end on March 31st, 2023, and I increased everything by 7.5%. Also added in there, if the lines are bigger, it's because there's been some wishes in those GLs, those areas that we had money enough to put in. And so we ended up with a $2.962 million budget this year. And basically, we have to start putting more, well, our revenues, as you can see, it's gone up 10. Our own source revenues gone up 7%. And conditional transfers, they haven't gone up or haven't had any indication that we're gonna go up, and I kind of hope they do with inflation as well, but so far there's been no word on that. So basically, when you take, even with the increase of taxes, the overall increase of revenue is still just 7%. So then when you look at your budget's amounts, we put some extra in the honorariums for mayor and councilors this year. Lowest paid in Nova Scotia. So over the next couple of years, we just hope to get them up to a better standard there. Basically, and we have a lot of work to do with with our accounting system. We have to get our accounting system up to date. We also have some renovations to do here at the town hall, make it more secure, and we just basically have to put more money in maintenance here, or we're not gonna have a building to be in. So we have to start with that.
Have we got a firm quote on the roof yet?
No, we're gonna take it up to tender.
Okay.
Yeah, once we approve the capital budget, yes, which we just did.
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow it starts on Monday.
Protective services, the policing, that number in there is a little inflated. I put a little money in there just in case they did charge us for the back pay, but that's still sort of out there on a limb, whether that's gonna happen or not. You'll notice the school crosswalk has been increased quite substantially, and that's because there's been a wish, and we're hoping to get some accessibility grant money maybe for this too, to get some flashing lights there at this stop sign. Fire, basically, if you see the end of that, we put the expenses there up 7.5%. There was a couple of wishes that we're able to provide for them, a cleaning there, and yeah, that's that. So emergency management, that number looks a little funny in emergency management, and that's just because, what, sorry?
Okay, well then.
No, just excuse me, I was just looking for what you had put in for the sales tax on new homes. Like, it had gone up quite a bit each year. Are you still, did you put 7.5% on that, or, you know, the income from, what is it, 1% or 1?
Deed transfer.
Oh, the
tax.
deed transfer tax.
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
What did I do?
You.
I did put, it's been so sporadic.
With a question mark.
Well, that's what I'm wondering,
It's
because
like-
I mean, it's kind of been like a gift, but how long does that gift keep on giving?
I did stick with last year's, and
Okay.
that's the other thing I did with this, is if I thought what happened last year is not gonna happen this year, I went back to what the budget amount was for the
Okay.
previous year.
That's what I-
Because we had $84,000 in deed transfer tax last year. And
That's incredible.
that's a really incredible.
That's a lot of movement.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because before we were lucky if we had 10,000 in there.
Yeah.
Houses are still selling, but
Yeah,
not quite as much
Yeah.
as what it is.
Well, it's
but-
kind of leveled out a little bit, but
But I did still put 50 in
I
there,
mean,
so
if there were
hopefully,
more houses
yeah.
available, there
Yeah.
would probably be more sold too, so.
sadly, yeah, so,
No, that's the question, thank you.
so emergency management, oh yes, they didn't have a remo officer last year, so they only charged us for part of the year, which was nice for us. Transportation services, it's gone up. Oh yeah, we have to demolish or repair the town garage according to the insurance. So first we thought we'd demolish it, and then they're looking at maybe we can renovate it.
They thought the bones was pretty good enough that
Yeah.
they could make it weathertight, so they're gonna look.
Is that the furthest one over?
That's the one that has,
The bags coming off of?
yes, yes, yeah.
And basically I took a 7.5% increase in everything else. I left some money in there for repair, because I know the salt truck is getting pretty ripe. And the Kubota cost us some money last year, so just kept some repair money in there in case we need it. But the backhoe should be good this year, once we have the new backhoe.
And
So
then hearing that's
that
around
expense has
August
gone
4th.
down quite a bit,
August 4th, we're hearing as a date.
yeah.
So as far as that, the town hall, is that something the building committee should go look at, or what was your?
They could be part of for the roofing and.
And you're going to get a tender on doing
Yes.
something with that?
And then the inside, we wanna do something out front there to make it more secure.
Mm-hmm.
And then,
Gate system or something.
yeah, and then you could make another office in back there too. There's lots of room there so that everybody's downstairs and,
Very good.
yeah. So, what's gonna say about this? Street maintenance, I didn't go with what we spent last year because we didn't get a lot of jobs done that we wanted to. We were short-staffed and public works crew as well. So I put a 7.5% increase on what was budgeted for the year before, so we can get these potholes and get some
Sidewalk
street work done.
Streets,
Yeah,
Insurance
yeah.
we saw a massive hike in our insurance last year. Is there any rumblings that we're gonna have another massive hike?
No idea, we're just going through the renewal process now, we won't know until August, July, August.
And that's what hiked some of this up too,
Yeah.
is the insurance went up so much
Yeah.
last year that even the 7.5% on last year
Couldn't cover.
is taking it up. Yeah, so. Sewer, basically I put more labor hours in sewer because that hasn't changed for years, but our labor costs have, so,
That's up 10%.
yeah. And there's that cost, and then two, Stan's been keeping the track of it on a worksheet too. So, of where they're working, sewer, water, or transportation, so trying to get just reallocate some of their wage in other areas. Public health and development, environmental development, it's basically your medical center and planning and things like that. Recreation, the arena, it's so hard to know. Electricity went up a lot more this year than what I predicted last year, but then it was used more too, so. We did have the louvers installed, and we thought that would help out in the electrical bills, but it actually probably did, but it doesn't, we don't notice it because electricity went up too, so. And then there was more use, so this year, hopefully, these predictions are more like it. With the arena lease, just to give you an idea, what we're gonna do is we'll pay for the electrical bills and the gas bills and the water is in our name, we'll keep it in our name, we pay the bills. If they get over $45,000, then the association will reimburse us for any money over top of the $45,000. So basically, last year, the arena cost the town $43,000 at the end of the day. That was the net.
Well, that's excellent.
So this year, with this predicted way of doing the arena lease, it would probably cost us around $55,000, you know. So we'll see how that all unfolds. And
that's a 3-year term.
that's a 3-year term for that, yeah.
I have a question on your interest on taxes. I mean, we did a fairly significant job collecting a lot of the back taxes, so is that a correct number to go with? I mean, we probably won't have that much interest if we cleaned up a lot of the old accounts, or my.
It could be a little high. My other thought was, the valuations have gone up 10% too, so, yeah.
No, just,
Yeah.
because I know you guys
Yeah.
worked very, very hard last year and did a great job collecting a lot of the back taxes.
Yeah.
Is there still a list that need to be done again, or, because those are the ones that created a lot of the interest that are
Yeah.
shown here on the.
Yeah, but there's still a lot of people that are a year or two behind,
Okay,
and that will
reflect.
that will
Yeah.
generate, so we'll see. I might be a little high on that, but we'll see how that goes, because there's still, you know, people did come in and pay off when the tax sale was going on, but that was like 13 accounts.
Right.
Yeah, so versus.
So are we doing a tax sale this fall?
We're organizing something, yes,
Okay.
whether it's gonna be public auction or to bid. See,
And will it be new people or just the ones from
depends
before?
on the list.
Okay, so you are gonna start all over, so,
Start over,
okay.
yes.
Once September 30th hits, then you know who is in arrears and out. That list won't change until that due
Right.
date hits, right? So, yeah. So, anyway. Fields and libraries. Just put everything up basically 7.5%. Last year's trails looks inflated, but that's over that $10,000 that the grant come in for, and that we just put it was an in and out deal, but so, you know, that's why it looks slower, but it's really on par with what we usually do. Theater, pretty much standard stuff there. We don't plan on doing anything big there, although I don't know, we do have some leaks in the roof we're gonna have to get to, so. Let's see where that goes. Recreation is, most lines are increased to 7.5 in the prior budget. And of course, the salary's gone up because Jimmy will be here for a full year instead of like just part of a year, like we had him last time. We're banking on them getting maybe another $3,000 grant, so then we were able to put the expenses up to include that $3,000, and so,
So some of that be reliant on whether or not they get the grant.
yeah. We'll keep a watch on that as the year goes through.
I have a question about you.
Yeah.
Go back to tennis courts. We only spent $798. Why are we budgeting $3,763? Are we expecting a major expenditure at tennis court?
One of the things we're hoping to do, and I'm not saying it's gonna cost $3,000, but to get the lines painted on them for pickleball. We can only play pickleball during the school year, so now we're no longer allowed in the school. So we'd like to get in to do pickleball for the other 3 months of the year, and that's gonna be one of them.
Is that hinging on any grants out for this pickleball now?
I don't know. We've never looked into it yet.
You know, because
Yeah.
there seems to be a lot
Of interest.
Yeah.
of interest.
Oh, yes,
And
absolutely.
if you look around, even the Sunset put in 2 pickleball courts.
Oh, it's a big, it's.
Yeah. The only problem is that we wouldn't be creating any, so sometimes the money is like to create them. Literally, all we need is the painted. We took a grant money from last year and bought all the supplies. So we have all the paddles and the balls and everything we need, we just need the lines painted. So that's one of the reasons why I know she kept some of the money in there.
And is the pavement okay the way it is, or do you have to do some work to that?
Well, we don't know that either. I haven't been over there to look at it, and I don't know if Jimmy has, like, to see, make sure it's like safe and whatever, but anyway, that answers hopefully.
Because I think the year before, and what I was going with was the, a 7.5% increase on the approved budget from the year before, and I'm thinking, now that you're saying this, I'd have to go back to my old notes. There's a reason I put 3,500 in there, is because they wanted to do some repair to
Right.
Is it
The
for the porta
surface of
potty
it.
too? The porta potty for the
Yeah.
tennis court
Yeah.
is in there as well, because it was a
yes.
requirement where we have a couple of exercise classes out there.
Right.
They had no place.
And the basketball, so
Where
we're
they
gonna do
flipped
that.
up the pavement.
Right.
Yeah.
It's happening in little
So,
spots.
yeah.
It is.
So that's basically the tennis court area,
Yes,
not only the tennis court,
it's a basketball, too,
and
yeah.
it's the basketball.
It's the Zumba, it's the pickleball court, it's the.
Batting court,
So-
batting
so-
court, yeah.
Would be safe to say the tennis court area.
Right.
Right. Okay, so fiscal services, actually, we have another big, debenture that's gonna come off our books, the end of this year, so that's good. Our debt ratio looks actually quite good. So, that, and if we get some more money back into reserves, I put back into reserves 100,000 in this budget. And last year it was only 40,000, but if things work out as expected, we'll have 160, so it'll be about 200,000 going back into reserves this year. And when you look at our depreciation of our capital assets, that's not including water mains, that's just including all our buildings, our pavement, our sidewalks. We depreciate around 325,000 a year. So in order to maintain your capital assets, you should really be putting that back into reserves every year. Or at least half of it if you're gonna get 50-cent dollars. So I think it's, you know, the 100,000, yay, and I hope it's more. And this year with the 200,000, then we can start maintaining our buildings better and things like that, so.
Well, plus you have some money in your capital budget to help your assets too,
Yeah.
so.
And you gain interest on that every month, and there's so many benefits to maintaining that level in our capital reserves.
And if I may say something about reserves, a lot of the public, when they hear that you have reserves, they don't understand how that works. I get questions about that all the time.
Yeah.
They don't understand that we have to have that.
Yeah.
And I think we really need to let the public know exactly that we don't have a choice.
We don't have a choice, we can't borrow money if we don't have enough reserve to get those 50-cent dollars. And, you know,
Because our reserves were so low, we had to put that action plan together, and now we have to do that for the next, until we, you know.
But as I said, a lot of the public don't understand that.
no,
Yeah, it's not extra money
They
sitting.
say, oh, you got this 270 something, wow. Well, you don't understand, a lot of that.
and
is-
you know that 275,000 is actually in the capital budget being spent on a water main, because it can be spent on improving your housing, water included.
Yeah.
And so that's actually, without that in there, we might not be able to do this project this year, even if we get the extra funding from the government. So, yeah, it is, thanks Brenton, because I think you're right. I think a lot of people don't understand that you can't spend that reserve. You really need to have it there.
You need the money
Yeah.
to prove that you can pay your share
Yeah.
of the project.
Yeah.
And just for,
Otherwise, you don't do it.
yeah,
No,
No, but that's,
You quit going behind.
Yeah. and you keep going behind. And right now, we're at a real, we're at the reserve level that we're supposed to be.
Yeah.
And we are spending a lot of money this year.
Yeah.
But, if we keep being able to put back, you know, 100 or 200,000 a year, I can see where it can work.
Yeah, no, it's a very good budget.
I know, just like applying for grants and things, like I helped out with the baseball field there. You know, people can offer you $20,000, but when it's 50 cents to the dollar, you have to have the other 20,000.
You have to
So
have
it
that,
seems
yeah.
like amazing you're getting
Yeah.
this grant, but if you don't have any money, you have to say no to that grant because
Yeah.
there's no money in that pot. So we gotta have money in the pot.
Yeah, and you gotta keep it there.
Yeah.
You can't spend it.
the interest we're getting off that money sitting there is free money for us.
Yeah.
It's, I see the statements every month. It's like, ooh, free money. It just adds to our.
As
reserve.
opposed to service charges.
Well, yes.
Which is what they were.
Service charges and overdraft charges, like there a couple years ago, from November up until March, we were paying the bank for like $400, $500 a month just to use your overdraft.
Right.
Yeah.
So, and that comes with the cash flow too, like, if you don't do tax sales and people get too behind on their taxes, you don't have that cash flow because it's sitting in your AR.
Yeah.
And then, because you don't have the cash flow, you're using the bank's cash flow and you're getting charged pretty
You're
big
paying.
for it.
Yeah.
You're working backwards.
Yeah.
Okay, we have a motion? Are you finished with that presentation?
Finished with the, general, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, everyone sit tight, it's a long one.
When you say that.
Yeah, I have to read it, Linda makes me. I move that the council of the town of Oxford estimates that the sum required for the lawful purposes of the town of the year 2023-2024, after crediting probably revenues from all sources other than the rates for the year, is the sum of $2,961,941. And further resolve that the deed transfer tax will remain the same 1.5%. And further resolved, the town council hereby authorizes the levying and collection of a rate for the current year of 4.2804 per $100 on the value of the property assessed in the assessment roll as commercial property, and 1.7874 per $100 on the value of the property assessed in the assessment roll as residential and reserve property, and 0.25 on the value of the property assessed in the assessment roll as forest acreage under 50,000. And further resolved that the sewer rates will remain the same as they are as follows. Here we go. SEWR, sewer flat rate, $325. SW2, sewer flat rate, SEN number 1, $4,875. SW01, Oxford Frozen Foods rate, $15,725. SW10, sewer flat rate, $325. SW12, another sewer flat rate, $487. SW13, sewer flat rate, $569. SW14, these are all sewer flat rate, I'm gonna stop saying that word. SW14, $650. 15, $731. 16, $812. 17, $975. 18, $1,381. 19, $1,137. 20, $1,300. 21, $1,462. 22, sewer flat rate, SEN number 2, $3,635. Number 23, apartment complex OES, $6,337. SW25, OREC sewer rate, $7,812. SW28, Oxford Frozen Foods Office Building, 059799188, $974. And further resolved that the rates and taxes be due and payable September 30th, 2023, and further resolved that an interest rate of 1.5% per month or 18% per annum compounded be charged on the 2024, okay, that's incorrect here, but tax bills still outstanding after September 30th, 2023, and that interest charges are applied on the first day of each month for outstanding amounts.
I'll second that motion.
Okay, any questions?
Is this on our overall budget?
The
Yes.
general operating.
That's the cut.
I totally disagree with the raises for the councilors on earnings. I think almost doubling your on earning in 2 years, I think is too much.
Not to double it,
Now it's going from
it's only at 40%.
4,200 to, what was it,
6,000.
1 year?
It's a 20% increase from $750 a month
It's
to
going from
950.
4,205 to 6,200, and then the next year it's going to 8,200. That's almost double in a 2-year period, is it not?
It is, but the budget has only got 20% this time.
Right.
This budget's going from 4,200 to 6,200 per year.
It's the same rate that was 20 years ago, right now.
Yeah. And I know we're the lowest paid, but I think that's a pretty steep jump in over a 2-year period.
But we're only doing a 1-year budget. That's all we're doing.
What is projected
For,
Well, what's it saying here? It says,
You're not approving next year's though.
No,
We're just
you're only
approving the
approving this year's.
4,205 to 6,200.
so why is this other number in here then? I'll ask you.
Well, we did have a discussion that, since this is the 3rd year of our mandate, that year 3 and 4, we should try and get the honorariums up to a comparable level with the rest of the councils in Nova Scotia, and I think probably we'll still be the lowest paid councilors.
We're nowhere near the
Yeah.
highest. I think it was
Yeah.
compared to, it was a town the same size of ours, Stewiacke.
I mean, we had a discussion and we felt that was needed to, perhaps the next time there's an election, that we can at least have an election instead of,
2 elections.
yeah, 2 elections, and we've spent money. If you have a separate election to elect 1 council member, you spend between $5,000 and $10,000 on that special election, do you not?
To use 9,000,
9,000, so I mean, there's money spent that,
didn't have to.
And you can disagree with next year's when it comes on.
oh,
too.
absolutely.
The one in this year, I only put 20% in, because I wanted you to see the 8,200 in there, just so you know what it'd be to get up to Stewiacks.
So the 20% this year brings up to Stuya?
No,
No.
The second one.
I was doing it over a 2-year period.
Yeah.
To bring it up to Stewiacks.
Okay, well, everybody has their opinion, and that was mine, so.
Okay. So, motion's on the floor. All those in favor of the budget as presented, please raise your hand and say aye. Aye. Contrary minded?
Nay.
Got that? 5-2. Yep. Okay, next up, the
Water operating.
water operating budget.
That'd be great. Okay, so the water operating budget here, it's only 2 pages, so it's set up according to how UARB sets their budget up, so you know, when you read it, it's a little weird, but
Pretty much stays
basically.
in line, it stays in line with their budget.
Exactly, so, I take their budget, we've already worked on budgets for 3 years in the future in order for them to set their rate. So they had these set budgets, and then they say, but if you need extra in areas, you put it in and redo the budget according to how it needs to be done for that year. But basically, this is, so this is what we come up with. The water revenue, that is UARB, regulated there, that's the amounts that they're expecting to generate this year. The fire protection rate just went up a little bit, but not too crazy. Expenses, we have a couple of mandated, from the province. We have a 30,000 in the source power and pumping repairs and maintenance for source and water protection plan for the power and pumping as well. In the treatment, there's another 13,800 that the province is mandating we do for a water protection plan as well. These are plans that are usually done by an outside engineering company. Linda Godlover has been trying to do it herself. But we also have had huge problems with our SCADA machine. It has not been updated over the years, and the information coming out of it is been
Not
questionable.
reliable, yeah.
So it has been suggested that we have to get on top of the SCADA. It's used for reporting for these reports that we are mandated to have, as well as UARB is always asking me about what SCADA says on, you know, water use and all that stuff.
Wastewater and.
So there's a lot of that in this budget as well. Half of the backhoe and the truck is also in here. And I'm gonna put some in for meters every year, just to have in there, in case we do need to buy meters, although we do have an abundance of them right now that need to be put on, and we're working on that. Transmission and distribution, that's where the updated SCADA is going, is in the administration area, I guess. And that's why administration is up 29%, is we look up to get that SCADA machine on board. And the others are up to by quite a percentage, just because we have all this reporting that we are behind in that has to get completed.
Can I ask something, or just permit to wait later?
Pardon me?
Could I ask a question now with the SCADA system, or do you want me to wait later?
No, ask
No.
them now.
Oxford Project Group requested a new meter, did they not? For the plant?
A new meter? Not that I heard.
Wasn't aware, but.
I was told that they had a problem with one of their meters, which is actually hooked into the SCADA system, which automatically reads the meter at the plant. I'll
I
check on
thought
that.
didn't we buy a new one? Wasn't there a faulty one there that was under-reported? I recall.
We've had problems with our SCADA readings, so we've had to go back to reading, going physically up there and reading the plant meters instead of taking the information off our SCADA
Okay,
machine.
so maybe that's what they were concerned about, the
Yeah.
fact that somebody had to go inside the plant to read the meter.
And now they do, because our SCADA information is not, it's not at all
I'll check
like,
on that, maybe that's what they
yeah.
meant.
Yeah, so,
Thank you.
yeah, no, that might be what they're referring to. They also suggested to us, the engineer up there said our SCADA machine definitely needs updated.
I guess what will happen too is, we have the water off, putting a new water system in the plant too, and that meter will give a very false reading. It'll say it's 1,000 gallons a minute, and it won't be turning, it won't be moving. So,
Okay.
No water at all.
yeah,
So Oxford Frozen Foods would account for that on their side somehow, yeah. So,
okay, thank you.
yeah, okay. Basically, in the water, water's done a little different in that when they set the rates, they included depreciation expense for your water mains and whatnot. And there's about 85,000 that we put back into water capital every year just for depreciation. Also, I'm trying to get another 35,000 this year out of our budget here, and maybe another 18 if this goes as planned, to put back into capital so that we can eventually do the Main Street water main replacement that needs done.
Anyone have any questions for Ruthann?
No?
Go ahead. You're up.
The town of Oxford approved the 2023-2024 water operating budget as presented, and in accordance with the Nova Scotia Utility and Review Board order for the 2023-2024 fiscal year, the rates are as follows. Water-based charges quarterly, unmetered, based on 15,000 IMP gallon per quarter, 107.63. Size of meter, 5/8, 7/8, 12. 3/4, 114.65, 1 inch, 187.70, 1.5 inch, 370.33, 2 inch, 589.49, 3 inch, 1,173.92, 4 inch, 1,831.39, 6 inch, 3,657.72. Consumption rate per 1,000 IMP gallons. First block, 0 to 140 million. Yep, IMP gallon per year per customer, 1.97 per 1,000 IMP gallons. Second block is greater than 140, that's my grade 8 math, greater than 140 million IMP gallon per year per customer, 1.20 per 1,000 IMP gallons. Minimum bill, the minimum bill shall be the base charge.
Okay, we have a seconder.
Second.
All those in favor of the motion, please raise a hand, say aye. Motion carried. Thank you, Ruthann. Next on our list, we have revised 2022-23. Should that be 23-24?
22, 23, it started in October.
Oh, does it?
Yes,
Okay.
yes, yeah.
Right. Boards and committees revision. I'll turn the floor over to Linda.
Okay, thank you, your worship. So recently, I had to pull all our volunteers and council members for an insurance exercise where we had to collect some data. Doing so, as I was in touch with each committee and board on here and got information from each one, I had learned of a few names that had been added that had missed getting on our list here. So we wanted to revise that so we're compliant with our insurance. So I have those names here tonight, and we've made the changes. It is in the council package, but I want to note on the Arena Association Committee, we want to add the names Mitchell Hannigan, Timothy Wood, and Cole Wood. And on the welcoming committee, we wanna, it's the Y-Reach outreach, and it's Mariana Nardi is the name on that. And those are the changes I would like to present.
We have a motion.
I would like to move.
It's already,
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I'd like to make a motion to approve the revised boards and committees as presented.
Seconder?
I'll second it.
Okay, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Motion carried. Okay, we will move on to correspondence from Cumberland County X regarding issues to the grounds. Go ahead, Linda.
thank you, your worship. So just, it's in the package. There was a letter written to us from the Board of the Cumberland County Exhibition. First, they thanked us for the help that we had given them regarding piles of rubble that accumulated on the grounds, as well as moved the gravel up against the arena. They've noted some issues regarding some of the gravel that has been laid, so staff is gonna go in and investigate that. And also they mentioned about grounds being used without permission, so we're gonna investigate that as well. So just want to note and have those in our minutes that this letter has been received.
What
Okay,
did they say about, if I may, what they say about the gravel?
The gravel, what they said is, you see here, a thin layer of very oversized gravel over most of the driveways around the arena and near the horse and cattle barns. It's not suitable for either people walking or their livestock, so that's the concern. So they're asking for removal or to cover with finer gravel.
okay, no, that needs no action. other than-
No action unless council wants to add an action, but we're just gonna address it as staff
No.
and.
Yeah. Next up, 5.2, Corrections Canada Pipe and Drum Band, use of gazebo.
So yes, we've been outreached by the Pipe and Drum Band from Corrections Canada, and they're gonna be starting at the gazebo in August at 6:30 in the evenings, and so it should be interesting. Maybe they're hoping for new members and for some interest, so there may be some excitement in Oxford here on Monday nights downtown.
Downtown, but
I think people enjoy that.
I think
Yes,
a lot of people-
yes.
And I was talking to one of the members, and they're looking for new members. So if you're at all interested in the pipes and drum, town gazebo starting on Monday nights in August. In August, well, you'll hear them. You should hear them. Good. Okay, now that's pretty well everything for that part of the business. We've got some in-camera items we have to discuss, so we'll be leaving you right now, and we'll be back after we've had our in-camera meeting. So, do we have a motion to take us into camera?
I'll make that motion.
Seconder?
I'll second that.
Okay, motion carried. Stan, can you slide us out?
Guess you don't need me for this.
No?